Hi, good day everyone. We are from Group 5 and from the left hand side, me, Kok Seng, followed by Jo Junyen, No Ina Shafina, Adira, and No Afifa. We are going to present the case study 2, BlackRock linking purpose to profit. The issue in this case started when Larry Fink, chairman and CEO of BlackRock, wrote a letter to CEO of public companies. Larry with the intention to transform companies' purpose from profit maximizations to balance profit with social and environmental impact. Moreover, Larry intends to move beyond traditional focus on maximizing financial returns for shareholders towards benefiting a wider range of stakeholders, including shareholders. Larry argues that companies must aware of the importance of ESG that could bring benefits to company in the long terms, and he stressed that ESG is one of the risk management elements that has to be focused. The dilemma of this case is how Barbara and Michelle going to implement the merge of profit and ESG policy in line with Larry's statement to the company's CEO.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the press conference for the Linking Purpose to Profit by BlackRock. I am Azura Azmi from the BlackRock's Communication Department, and I am joined today on stage by Mr. Teo Kok Seng, Vice and Co-founder of BlackRock, Ms. Anna Shafina, Managing Director and Global Head of BlackRock's Investment Stewardship Team, and Ms. Nur Afifa. We're hosting this press conference to explain about the issue which related to letter written by Mr. Larry Fink to the CEOs, which argues that the company must aim and be responsible not only to maximize the profits but also be responsible to the society. Mr. Larry has said that a company must create value for and be valued by its full range of stakeholders in order to deliver long-term value for its shareholders. It is through effective stakeholder capitalism that capital is efficiently allocated, companies achieve durable profitability, and value is created and sustained over the long term. So, without any further ado, I would like to ask Mr. Kok Seng about the approaches or policy that could be implemented or chosen that is based on the ESG integration framework.
By implementing our new policy, linking purpose to profit, where the main purpose is not only emphasized on profit, but also environmental, society, and governance (ESG). BlackRock has intended to achieve the balance between profit and ESG by three strategies, which are first, expand pro-climate engagement and voting, second, promote human and indigenous rights, and third, conducting awareness campaign focusing on employee welfare. First, as the largest asset management firm, we will use our considerable shareholder power to compel the carbon-emitting companies to align with the science-based climate targets, including voting for climate resolutions and acting against boards that are not making sufficient climate progress. We will reinforce our engagement strategy to focus straight on decarbonizations and supported with disclosure. BlackRock will continue to ask that companies report in accordance with the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosure (TCFD) framework. Furthermore, we will ensure that the voting procedure is transparent and independent by review the priority of industry and businesses on our watch list, engagement timeliness, and the repercussions of companies in our portfolio that have poor climate actions. In certain circumstances, we would collaborate with the other financial institutions to make progress on the structural issue of climate change. Second, BlackRock joined the United Nations Global Compact since year 2020 and gained a vast insights on human rights. Hence, we will start adopting a policy that recognizes the right of indigenous people, human rights, and local communities by referring to the guidance on sustainable and responsible conduct issued by United Nations. We will phase in this policy and apply it universally across all extractive sectors that threaten the rights of indigenous people and local communities. Other than that, we are committed to engaging with companies on how they manage the human rights issues that are inherent in their business and monitor human rights practice on a best efforts basis. We believe that over time, the approach that we and other investors take to evaluating and engaging with companies on their human rights impacts can encourage them to integrate sound business practice that benefits relevant stakeholders over the long term.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mr. Kotsing. Such a clear explanation. So now maybe Miss Anna would like to add something regarding the plan.
Thank you, Ms. Azira. The other plan is that to conduct an awareness campaign which the purpose is to focus more on employee welfare in the workplace. By conducting this type of campaign, we are able to teach, explain or show those companies on what they will get or obtain from focusing more on employee welfare in the workplace. It can be argued that focusing on profits is the most important aim for every company. However, nowadays we need to look deeply into environmental, social and governance too. For instance, some of the employees' welfare that can be improved is by not giving too much pressure on the employee to achieve the targeted profit. What I mean by this is, in order to achieve high profit, companies tend to overwork their employees. There is no guarantee if the employees are overworked, they will contribute to achieving the profit targeted. This is because when they are overworked, their productivity will definitely become lower too. Thus, if companies take a lot more care of their employees, the employee productivity will increase. This is because a strong ESG proposition can help companies attract and retain quality employees, enhance employee motivation by instilling a sense of purpose, and increase productivity overall. Besides, we know that employee satisfaction is positively correlated with shareholder returns. The stronger an employee's perception of impact on the beneficiaries of their work, the greater the employee's motivation to act in a pro-social way. We often heard people say that what you give, you will get it back, right? So I believe if companies focus more on their employees' welfare, the employees will also focus more on their work and perform better to achieve high profits. In this case, if this suggestion is implemented, stakeholders and shareholders themselves will benefit from it. That's all from me. Thank you.
Yeah, what a brilliant idea from Miss Anna. So thank you to Miss Anna. Okay. Now we understand about the plan. So, and it is also important for us to know about the benefits of this plan. Who will benefit from this plan? So maybe Miss Nurafifa would like to explain about this matter.
So the one that benefit from the ES implementation by the company is environment, local community and indigenous people, and as well as the employees. So for the first one is environment. Climate change has both a short-term and long-term effect. The approach to expand pro-climate engagement and voting, such as to use considerable shareholder power to combat the carbon emitting companies and reinforce engagement strategy. This will focus straight on the decarbonize, which can reduce the climate risk and help to preserve the environment or to decrease the pollution level. So, as mentioned by Kotsing, one of the approach by the company on how should do not only maximize the profit but also to look at the element of ES is by promoting human and indigenous rights. We can know that the one who will benefit from this plan is indigenous people as well as a community. Due to discriminatory legislation or violence conflicts, many indigenous people have been forced to flee from their homeland, and when they try to defend their territories, they are met with violence and sometimes murder. According to the Amnesty International, although they comprise only 5% of the world population, indigenous people safeguard for like 80% of the planet biodiversity. In the Amazon basin, Mesoamerica, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Indonesia, indigenous people manage more than 20% of the carbon stored above ground in the world forest. So their sustainable land used to fight climate change and to build a resilient to the natural disaster. So we can see that it is important for the company to promote right of them as it will benefit the world and also the environment. For the third one is the employee. If the company taking care of the employee, it will benefit both the company and the employee quality of life. We know that employee welfare activity not only will improve employee morale, also their productivity and the job happiness, which later they will able to improve the company profitability and reputation. If the company provide a welfare like providing a safe working environment, like company comply with the safety regulation or have a clean office, it will make the employee feel more safer and comfortable when doing their job. By that, employment will improve and they will able to perform more efficient because they are comfortable when performing their job.
Yeah, so company, employees, local communities, and environment, they all will get benefits from these plans that is explained by Mr. Coxon and Miss Anna. So thank you to Miss Afifa again. So it looks like we have heard everything about the plans and benefits of that. So we also understand that CSR and ESG is one of the important elements in a company. So with these words, we wrap up our press conference today, and thank you very much, everyone.